going on, YouTube? Alright, man. Well, I figured, you know, since my son's been doing the last two videos, did some really good cooking videos, I figured I'd throw a little cooking video in there. And so tonight, it's going to be a real quick, simple dish, nothing extravagant. I'm going to do some tostadas, a little bit probably different than some are used to. I really like this recipe. I consider it real authentic Mexican. So let's go ahead and take a look at the ingredients here. So I'll maybe just do a quick video on this real quick to show you how to do the shells, but if you saw my taco video, it's the same thing. But I'm going to fry my own shells. I'm going to actually have some chorizo, which is a Mexican sausage. Depending on where you live, it's pretty popular, so you could usually get it anywhere, but some places no. Anyways, you're going to have Mexican chorizo sausage. We're going to have a pound of ground beef. We're going to have refried beans. So I was going to go ahead and make my own beans from scratch, you know, pinto beans, but I decided what I'll do is I'll just use these just as good, and we'll refry those, and I'll show you how we do that. And then really over here, this is just the condiments. We're going to have some sharp cheddar, tomatoes, onion, lettuce, and some sour cream. So let's go ahead and let's get the meats going. So we'll go ahead and get the hamburger meat going. And I'm going to season it up a little bit, but not too much, because the chorizo, it's a pretty strong flavor, Mexican flavor, and it's got a lot of spices in it. So I'm probably not, you know, once you get it all together, I'm not going to worry about seasoning the ground beef. I think the chorizo has plenty of spices. Alright, so basically all I'm going to do here is I'm just going to go ahead and just cook this now. Chorizo, depending on what kind you get, it is kind of fairly greasy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to render this down. A lot of the grease is going to render, and then you'll have a little bit of, you'll have quite a bit of chorizo left, and we'll drain the grease just kind of like how you would do with the ground beef. Pretty simple. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and fry this up, brown this up. I'm going to cook this all the way down, and after I drain the grease, I'll bring you back, show you what it looks like. We'll hold that off to the side, and then our next step is we'll go ahead and I'll show you how I do my refried beans. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Go.
All right. Well, so we're back. Next, now what I've done is I went ahead and drained the grease in the chorizo. Now, if you take a look at the pan, there's just a little bit of grease in there, so that's going to kind of flavor my beans. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put my beans in here. I'm going to turn the fire down because it's going to start popping and stuff. There we go. And you may say to yourself, well, oh, that's a lot of liquid in there, and it is. But as it cooks and cooks down, it'll absorb. So I've got this is actually for smashing avocados, but it's good for these beans because these beans are really soft. So I'm going to turn it back up now, just a little bit, up medium. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this little makeshift masher here, and I'm just going to continue to mash and mash and mash. And what's going to happen is right now it's going to do a little boiling effect, but after this liquid evaporates, it's actually going to start frying, and that's where I guess you get the terminology refried beans. And so I'm going to mash it, and it'll be a while. I'm not going to season the beans right now due to the fact that it was kind of I believe it was like a jalapeno flavored style bean. But I'll taste them after they've cooked for a while, and this liquid has reduced to almost nothing before I add any seasonings. I don't want to over salt them. And then over here, I've drained my ground beef, and all this is, like I said, I'm not going to season it very much. I just literally, all I did is I just put a little salt and pepper in it, and I'm going to leave it like it is. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead, and this is probably going to take about 15 to 20 minutes for it to get down to the consistencies of like the refried beans that we're all used to. I'll probably go ahead and add a little bit of white Mexican cheese to this at the end. And then what we're going to do is the next step will be, well, I'll tell you what, we'll just come back and I'll show you what the next step will be. So when we come back, I'll show you the next steps on the beans, do a little quick tutorial on frying these tortilla shells, and then it's pretty much going to be over, and then we'll just assemble it and we'll have my son do a taste test and see how they are. So we'll be back. Alright, we're back. Alright, so now the beans have been simmering here for probably about 15 minutes now. And as you can see, it's still a little liquidy, but that's not going to be a problem. I'm going to add the chorizo and the cheese here, and in the next few minutes it's going to be completely thick. So I'm going to almost just kind of turn it off. But I'm just going to, oh, got the wrong one here. Let me, there we go. Put it on the lowest setting. So what I'm going to do is, this is that chorizo that I was cooking earlier. I rendered it down, drained all the fat off. Now I'm going to go ahead and put it in our refried beans. Now I tasted the beans a few seconds ago off camera. And like I was saying earlier, I'm glad I didn't add no salt, because they are definitely perfectly seasoned. There's no need for any salt. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and stir this around and get this really good and incorporated. I'm telling you, I first tried this at a restaurant when I was in Phoenix one time. They actually had it on the table as a free. It wasn't an appetizer, but it was a just like, how you get chips and salsa for free. Well, they gave that and this, and I really liked it enough to where now I just wanted to incorporate it into a tostada dish. I believe the restaurant was called Garcia's in Phoenix, so it's pretty good. Next, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to add a little bit of Mexican cheese here. That's about good enough. But you know what? Just one little tiny more handful. You can never have too much cheese. There we go. Alright. And now I can actually turn this off. Ah, there it is. I'm going to turn that off. We'll mix this around. Now while I've been doing this, I've had preheated my oil here for my tortilla shells for the tostadas. And so as soon as I get done stirring this up, we'll go right into the shells. Like I said, it's very simple on these. Nothing to it, but look, if you take a look at that, man, that cheese is just melting into that bean and chorizo mixture, and it's gonna be outstanding. Alright, well, let's go ahead and get started with the shells. So I've got the yellow corn tortillas here, so as soon as you put it in there, that's how you'll know it's hot enough, is when it instantaneously starts bubbling. And now normally, like if I'm going to fry a taco shell, I usually don't worry about making them super crispy. But for these tostadas, I want to definitely have them really crispy. So normally a normal taco shell will probably take anywhere between a minute to maybe a minute and a half to do. These are probably definitely going to take a little bit longer than that, depending on how hot you have your oil. I've got mine up pretty high, so I'm going to go ahead and turn it down just a little bit, about a medium high, because see, if you have it too high, it'll actually get almost, I wouldn't say burnt, but it'll get really brown and it'll still be semi-soft. You don't want that. So I definitely want the color, but I want it more importantly to get real hard and crispy. So actually, that's that. That one is done. I'm gonna do a few more, and when we come back, we'll what I'll do is I'm just gonna finish these up, and when I come back, we'll do a final assembly and a taste test. So we'll be right back. All right, guys. Well, we're back for the final assembly here of this simple tostada. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to grab our shell, and if you can see, listen, nice and very crispy. Didn't take long. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and get a little bit of your bean and chorizo and cheese mixture, and you're going to put it on here and then spread it out. And as you can tell, if you take a look at the beans, like I told you, they'll firm up real fast. So if you're going to use beans like I did out of can, don't worry about dumping the juice out. Just let it cook and it'll be fine. Alright, next we're going to go ahead and put a little bit of this seasoned ground beef. Like I said, I didn't really season it too much. It's just got salt and pepper pretty much, because I didn't want to overpower it, because like I said, we're going to have plenty of flavor coming from the bean and chorizo mixture. Well, that's a pretty decent size. Now I'm going to make two different versions here. So first let's go ahead and do the second one real quick. This looks extremely good. You can see the cheese just kind of, you pick it up, it's got the cheesy, oh, it smells amazing. So, alright, we're going to go ahead. And the reason I'm doing two versions is one's going to be for my son, and then I'm going to have one. And he likes his a certain way, and I'll like mine a certain way. And my son has never actually had these, even though I got the recipe, well, I'm going to say the recipe, but the inspiration from a restaurant we went to in Arizona. So this will be his first time testing them. Alright, so for he's going to go ahead and have a little bit of a tomato. Well, I guess, yeah, we're going to have the tomato. A little bit of tomato put on his. And some cheese. There you go. Now I kind of go full throttle with mine. I'm going to go ahead and first start off. Now you could obviously add some kind of famous, favorite taco sauce if you're looking for, and if you've seen my other videos, you know I usually would use pato sauce. But you really, in my opinion, don't need to, because the chorizo has plenty of flavor. I'm going to take some of the shredded lettuce and put that on there. Then we're going to go ahead and go with the, actually we're going to go with the cheese. A little cheese on there. Tomato. And a little dollop of sour cream. Alright, well that's it. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go do like we did the last time. I'm going to have my son come and taste it, and then I will taste it, and we'll give a final thought. So, alright, here we go.
Alright, now I'm on this side, so now I'm going to try my tostada. First time eating. Oh my god. That is excellent. I don't want to say too much, but it is just like how we tasted it at that Garcia's restaurant, but maybe a little bit better. Not way better. That's really good. Alright, so now I'm going to take the camera and let him try his.
Alright, well, and I promise you with these taste tests, I promise you they're honest opinions. So, let's get into this and get a little bite going here. Yeah, I mean, there's no question that this is, in my opinion, so much better than just regularly using refried beans by themselves. But anyways, if you guys like this recipe, try it out. I think the chorizo really sets it over the top, gives it really good flavor. If you like it, if you like the video, please subscribe. Throw me some comments down there. I'm always looking forward to reading the comments in the comment section. But anyway, until next time, well, I appreciate you guys once again watching one of our videos. And until next time, peace out.